Mind where you're stepping, dear. The tone dripped with baseless arrogance. Abigail raised her eyes. A naval petty officer accompanied by two companions stood before her, grinning smugly. He had deliberately positioned himself in her path, collided with her, then produced a derisive laugh. His associates joined in, their gazes scanning her as though she were an object out of place. Abigail remained motionless. Her frame stayed completely composed, her stare steady and evaluating. She measured the danger. His stature, mass, the wobbliness indicating either hubris or intoxication, the casual cruelty of idle men hunting for entertainment. "You've caused a problem," she stated calmly, displaying neither alarm nor fury. The petty officer's grin expanded. "Perhaps you ought to fix it. This space is designated for military personnel. Are you searching for your spouse?" His fellow sailor moved nearer. "Is he commissioned? Perhaps he could secure you clearance for your next visit." "I'm here for a meal. I'd be grateful if you would move." Davies, according to his identification tag, advanced closer, violating her personal space. "We maintain protocols here. Present your identification." He extended his palm, insisting. Abigail pulled out her contractor identification, displaying it for his inspection. Refusing to surrender it into his grasp, that he peered at it. "Contractor credentials. What's your role? Administrative work? That doesn't grant you complete privileges. This facility serves combat personnel." He jabbed her shoulder gently, a condescending motion. Surrounding discussions wavered. Several people looked over. "I have authorization for this location. Now, please step aside." Davies drew energy from her restraint, confusing it with timidity. "I'm staying put until I'm convinced you're not a threat to security." He seized the ID from her grasp. "Carter Abigail. Claims you're approved for all areas. I question that. You don't appear to fit in here." His companions encircled her, creating a threatening formation. The wrongfulness permeated the atmosphere. When his hand clamped onto her forearm, Abigail's attention shifted to her fabric bag. Attached to it was a narrow ribbon strip. Deep blue, golden, and crimson. The odor of burnt vegetables transformed into gunpowder and arid grit. The noise of serving trays morphed into an explosive detonation. She experienced the ghostly burden of her equipment, her fingers jerking toward her rifle. Fallujah flooded back. The instantaneous judgments, the frantic shouts, the measured aggression of building clearances. That ribbon represented a wound created through chaos and terror and focus. The sailor's grasp meant nothing. Throughout the dining facility, Gunnery Sergeant Miller observed. He registered her stance. Spine straight, chin elevated, balance firm. A quietness inappropriate for someone in civilian life. As Davies seized her forearm, her bag moved. The ceiling fixtures illuminated the ribbon. Miller went rigid. The combat engagement ribbon. Not awarded for mere presence in conflict zones, but for direct confrontation with hostile forces. His pulse dropped cold, then surged with defensive fury. He searched his recollection. Sergeant Carter. Abby, the demolitions specialist from the 3rd Unit. The soldier the infantry nicknamed the Dozer for her refusal to retreat. He reached for his device and typed, "Asterisk, sir. Gunny Miller. You won't believe who Petty Officer Davies is bothering at the Trident Dining Hall presently. It's Sergeant Carter, the Dozer. They've physically touched her." Asterisk roughly a mile distant, Major Evan Phillips reviewed the notification. He accessed her record. Purple Heart, Navy and Marine Corps Commendation with V for bravery, combat engagement ribbon. The account made him pause. Despite sustaining head trauma and metal fragment injuries, Sergeant Carter instantly evacuated during intense gunfire, provided covering fire, and pulled her injured operator 30 meters to safety. Maintaining offensive fire continuously, icy anger descended upon him. He seized his headgear. "Master Sergeant, my transport." Immediately, inside the dining facility, Davies raised her ID. "You and I will be relocating. Falsely representing yourself as a government contractor is a grave matter. Perhaps you'll reconsider before attempting to obtain complimentary food again." Then the noise arrived, the scraping of furniture. Miller rose, staring straight at Abigail. In moments, all 12 Marines at his location stood. The action spread like waves. Group after group rose in wordless, collective condemnation. Every Marine present, fresh privates, weathered staff sergeants, officers, stood confronting the 3 naval personnel. The amusement vanished from Davies's expression. The environment transformed. Countless eyes locked on them with frigid, unanimous disdain. The entrance doors crashed open. Major Phillips marched inside, expression fierce. He disregarded the sailors entirely, halted before Abigail, brought his heels together sharply, and delivered the most precise salute. "Sergeant Carter, it's a privilege to encounter you on this installation, ma'am." Abigail straightened, coming to attention crisply, and reciprocated the salute. "Major Phillips, pleasant to see you, sir." Phillips pivoted toward Davies. "Are you aware of the individual you're addressing? You are presently unlawfully restraining Sergeant Abigail Carter, United States Marine Corps, retired. This Marine has neutralized more explosives than you've consumed meals. She has sacrificed for the emblem you display. She has rightfully earned access to any military dining facility in the Department of Defense. A privilege you attempted to strip from her because you observed a woman and reached a stupid, conceited, shameful conclusion." He indicated the master sergeant. "Transport these sailors to their leadership. Their professional futures are now under my formal examination." Phillips returned his attention to Abigail. "Sergeant, I am deeply apologetic. This transcends me, sir. It concerns guaranteeing the following person receives judgment based on their principles and achievements, not their appearance. The benchmark remains the benchmark." 7 days afterward, Abigail crossed paths with Davies at the retail store. He came forward, looking depleted.
"Sergeant Carter, ma'am."
"There's no justification. My conduct was disgraceful. I sincerely apologize. Your contrition represents a beginning petty officer. Your subsequent actions hold significance now. Grow from this experience. When you witness your personnel beginning down that road, you intervene. That's your path to redemption." He acknowledged gradually. "Yes, ma'am, I shall."